her case is back to the point. It's actually pretty hard.
Yeah.
But he's not the only one, guys. You know JFK Jr.? Now, if he was alive, who would have won the election between JFK Jr. and Bush? JFK Jr. Now, if he had won the election...
That was, what was his name?
JFK Jr.
Oh, yeah, I know who you meant. Yeah.
He would have reinvestigated the assassination of his father. He died in a mysterious plane crash.
Yes.
No competition for Bush
Never known him as JFK Jr. before, but I know
Here should
what you
be
mean.
the famous small, there you go, there's no sound here, but maybe we don't need it. Oh, it's my fault. Okay. So here, evidence for thermite, then we have there's detected molten iron in the rubble under World Trade Center in abundance. There's pictures, reports on the molten iron pools and in stream. NASA flew over the site with the heat-sensitive infrared camera, and they made a thermal map of the area. And according to this is not a geographical map, it's a thermal map. The temperature here on September 16th was 750 degrees. Over here it was 730 degrees. And this was after September the 14th, where there have been heavy rain showers. And still the temperature is far beyond what you would expect from some ordinary office fires. So something was going on also in the rubble, which is unexplainable from conventional scenes.
Which satellite took those photographs?
This is not a satellite, it was a plane flying. Yeah. So this molten iron, which is a product of the thermite reaction, has been discovered under the rubble. And actually something was going on in the rubble. It took them 3 months actually to put out the fire, and they did what they really put millions of gallons of water from the Hudson River onto it. And they used an artificial fire suppressant called pyrocool to get it out. They couldn't get it out, it took them 3 months. This is a story on its own. Another thing, discovery in the dust, which is iron spheres, tiny balls of iron. And this was revealed in 2 reports from the US Geological Survey and the R.J. Lee Group as early as September 2003. Now, why is this important? I'll tell you why. And by telling a story about some dust sample from Jeanette McKinley, who lived on the corner of Cedar Street and Liberty Street, which is here, I think. And she could look at the plaza, and she ran when the South Tower fell with a wet towel around her face, very wisely so, because the dust was quite toxic. She got away, and this is what her apartment looked like when she came back. Now she was contacted by a physicist called Stephen E. Jones, who I know has been here in Sydney, also on the basis of these report on these iron spheres. He wanted to have a look on his own. And he got a sample from Jeanette McKinley, and this is how it looked like under an electron microscope here to the left. Some of these dust samples dust particles are ordinary, but here you see these round spheres, and here is a close-up of it. Now, how can an iron particle become perfectly round? There's only one basis, thermal history, for this observation, and this is that the iron has been molten and has been upflying. This is a property of liquids and drops. If you have a close-up of a fog or the skim milk, where you can see the fat floating around. When a drop is flying, it acquires a completely spherical shape. This is due to something called surface tension. And so this is an indication of this iron has been molten and it has been flying. And what to do, obviously, is to